And we're back. Welcome to Founder Stories Episode 4. So, in today's episode, we're going to talk about crafting a roadmap. Every product needs a successful roadmap in order to gain traction in the market. So, let's talk about one of the first items that should be on your roadmap: understanding your audience. So, one of the most powerful tools when it comes to understanding your audience is something we call a user persona. Now, a user persona is a document or a diagram that depicts a segment of your market. It's fictitious in its naming, or not naming, but the user persona's details. But those details represent a segment of your overall audience. So we might give a user persona a name, but it's not really a real person. It's a depiction of what your segment of the market would look like, and the pain points and the brands associated with that specific user depicted in your user persona. So when you have a user persona, it is a powerful tool because it helps you have a North Star, right? It'll give you guidance to who you're building a product for, the specific pain points you're trying to solve, and overall how well you map to your user and your audience depicts how well your product will do. So you should definitely have a user persona that speaks to your segment of the market. You probably will have multiple user personas because you will probably have multiple customers, multiple customer types. So once you get your user persona tight, you'll be on your way to developing a better product. 2, the problem. Now, once you got your user persona, it starts to kind of give insight that you will need to develop the solution to the problem. And again, the better understanding of your problem, the better product. So how do you get deep, rich insight? Well, there's only one way. You gotta feel the pain of the users of your audience. You not just from the sidelines looking in, but really experience what they're experiencing so that it can give you the insights that you need to help craft a solution that really resonates with the audience. And by doing that, they will reward you by using your product, right? The more that the tighter you get your solution and the closer it is to the pain points that you got from your audience, the more traction you will ultimately get. 3, once you've gotten the user persona, a solution that speaks to the problems identified in the user persona, then you need to come up with a solution. And how do we implement the solution? Well, I highly recommend you use an editor format. What do I mean by that? Sometimes when we are developing a solution or implementing a solution that we come up with, we automatically go for the luxury supercar, right? We always want to build the Lamborghini, but we don't know how to drive stick, and this could be really problematic. If you don't take an iterative approach, oftentimes you can miss things. So what I recommend, if you're trying to build a supercar, I recommend you start with a skateboard. And you build the skateboard. The skateboard is your solution for your audience. And then you go through a feedback cycle. Did we understand the problem in iteration? So first I'll build a skateboard, present it to the users that I've identified through my user persona, and we'll see how close I solve the problem. And through that process, I'll go from the skateboard to the bike to the car, maybe an Accord. And once I've identified that I'm moving, I'm getting traction, I've solved the user's problems, eventually I will get to the Lamborghini. I will get to scale. We will get to all the fancy features, all the bells and whistles that everyone loves, but they will all be tight and coupled to the initial problems that you've identified all the way back in your user persona. I think if you do these items, your product will get more traction and it will get you further along your product roadmap. So what do you guys think? Like, comment, share, and I'll see you in the next episode.